of influencers.
Can you tell us something about touring?
If I can tell you something about touring, yeah, well, touring is for an artist is one of the best things in life to do, because that means that you get the recognition of your work that you're doing right now, because people want to see you play, which means that you can tour from Asia, you can tour in Europe, you can tour in your own country, United States, Russia. I think I've been everywhere except for Africa. That's the only place that I haven't been. But touring is like, if you're a music producer and you make music and people recognize that and they want to hear you play on stages, that's the best thing that you can have. Because if you're making music and you spend hundreds of hours into one song, and then you play that song in front of people and people know the lyrics, people know the melody lines, that is crazy to see and to experience. On the other hand, touring is very it takes up a lot of energy, because you have to imagine that if you're like touring in China or in Asia or in the States, you have to fly there, and to get there it will take you at least 12 hours, and then you get into a different time zone, but you're already playing that night. So you get off the plane, you go to the restaurant, you go to your hotel, and then you get max 1 or 2 hours rest, and then you have to do all these kinds of interviews, and then if you're done with your interviews, you go to dinner, or maybe you go to bed, and then you just take a power nap for, let's say, 1 hour, and then you have to go to the club, and then you have to shake hands, you do meet and greets, the promoter wants you to stay there, come a bit early to have a couple of drinks, and then you drink, and then you have fun, and then you have to go on stage and play, let's say, for an hour, 1.5. And then after you're done, you've built up so much adrenaline, and then that suddenly the adrenaline is gone, because you're done playing, you don't have to do anything anymore. So you either go back to your hotel room or stick at the club. Usually you go back to your hotel room because it's already 4 a.m, and probably your alarm goes at 7 or 8 or 9, because you want to have breakfast, and then after breakfast you have to go to the airport and fly over again to a different place in that country, or drive to another place in that country and do the exact same thing over and over for a couple of days straight. So it takes up a lot of energy, and then in between touring you have to go back to the Netherlands again, because you have to create music again, and then you have to overcome that jet lag in, let's say, 1 day, and then go straight back into the studio the next day, make music up until that point that you have to fly out again and do another round.
But you cannot sleep in the plane?
Yeah, you can sleep in the plane. I became very, let's say, handy to put my head on the window and just fall asleep, and then wake up once in the air, and then wake up somewhere a couple of hours later. But still, if your flight is, let's say, 16 hours, and you sleep 8, and the other 8 you're still awake, and you come into a different time zone, and for some reason your whole body and your whole mind is still confused a little bit, and the more you do it, the quicker you adjust, but still you're a little bit jet lagged. And if you're a little bit jet lagged and go straight into the club and work, let's say, for a week straight, and then go back to the Netherlands and have to work again straight for a week, most people take a week off from work just to come back from that holiday in Asia or that holiday in America, or just take a couple of days off if you've been like going on a holiday in your own like continent. So you're pretty tired after.
Follow the Moti on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.